What's going on, y'all? I'm back with another video, and this time I wanted to talk about a tragic story that I'm pretty sure by now you've heard about, coming out of Chicago, Illinois. Earlier this month, a 7-year-old girl was killed while sitting in her father's car at a McDonald's drive-thru. She was shot 6 times, and 2 of the suspects have been caught in connection with the shooting. Supposedly all this stemmed from the victim's father going to the gravesite of one of the shooter's friends and pissing on their grave. 28 shell casings were found at the scene, and police believe that the victim's father was the intended target. Now, there's a video, I guess, of him supposedly, it's supposed to be him, the father, pissing on the gravesite of a rival gang member. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I had to kind of, I looked at the video, but, I couldn't really tell. But even if it was true, that doesn't excuse the 2 people who did the shooting. And, the people that killed this 7-year-old girl, man, it's sad. It's, I don't know. It's just something that I don't think that we'll ever understand, no matter how much we try to. My thing is, why can't these assholes ever get the intended target that they got beef with, instead of, shooting up innocent people like this 7-year-old child? Or better yet, don't go around shooting people. There's so many other cases out here where somewhat similar. It's kind of similar to this situation, where people don't have anything to do with that, and they get kind of caught up in it. And if you're involved in that street life, I want you to remember that the streets are undefeated. Nobody ever wins in these situations. You got 2 people now. I think one's 18 and the other one's like 21 or something. They're young. They're going to prison. And then you got a father that's going to have to live with burying his child. It's just all messed up. And I just have to ask, is there no code on the streets that say children and people who are not in that lifestyle, is there no code that say they're off limit? You know what I mean? This was a cowardly attack carried out by 2 cowardly individuals. It's like, man, who raised these dudes? Because if you got beef with a man or a person, you handle your issue with that person. You know what I mean? Don't try to go out here on some sneak attack stuff and clap back at a dude when they ain't looking, or when they're with their kids, or when they sleep. That's to me, that's coward shit. Ain't nothing gangster about shooting up somebody's house or killing somebody's kids, man. And so now you got a lot of talk going on saying that if the father, if the father wasn't involved in that lifestyle and environment, his child may still be alive. And, I guess that might be true. But regardless of what he may have done or not done, or what type of life that he lived, that little girl didn't deserve to die. And I think that's something that we can all agree upon. And speaking of environments, if you're involved in that life, you have to do everything in your power to remove yourself from it, especially when you got children involved. And even then, sometimes, just kind of distance yourself from that, and try to stay in the house, that's not enough, because the streets got a real funny way of coming back to bite you in the ass. And like I said, you just got to kind of, you got to distance yourself as far away from it all as you can. You know what I'm saying? If you have to move out of the city or move out of the state, do it to ensure that your children will have the best possible shot at having a future. Don't go around to these spots that you used to go hang out at, where there's an active threat and the chance of survival is slim. Cut off all your old ties, and don't let them know where you're at. This is very unfortunate and tragic. We got to wake up and look at what we're doing out here, and how a lot of this stuff is affecting our children. they're the innocent and precious ones. So we got to kind of, we got to protect them at all costs, no matter what. And it's a bad thing to think about, but if those dudes weren't taken off the streets, then I'm sure some type of retaliation would have occurred. And then we would have been reading about more injured and possibly dead people. We've seen how these things play out. It's the same story, but with a different set of characters. Outside of this, there was a 3-year-old boy that was killed down in Miami at a birthday party. Somebody walked up into the party and just let off shots and then left. It's senseless and, it's disturbing. But as usual, nobody is talking. And in a lot of these situations, it's not just some random thing. Somebody knows what's going on. And at the same time, they're just not speaking up about it. And I get it. Nobody wants to be labeled a rat or a snitch. But when shit like this goes down and innocent people get caught up in the bullshit, somebody has to speak up or do something about it. We can't keep letting these dudes hold the neighborhood hostage. And as black people, we have so many other battles to face. This is one battle that we don't need. And, to be honest, I don't know what the solution is. Maybe we can put together some kind of hood task force or something, where, they patrol these neighborhoods and try to squash a lot of this street beef before something like this ever happens again. I just don't know, man, but, stuff like this has got to stop, man. And like I said, we're already fighting battles on multiple fronts when it comes to things like racism and police brutality and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I said, this is just one battle that we don't need. So let me know what y'all think about this. What's a possible solution? Because with these 2 guys off the street, I'm almost certain that there will be 2 more guys to take their places. And then we end up right back in a similar situation like this. The cycle continues. So until next time, remember, the streets are undefeated, man. Nobody ever wins against the streets. And, we just gotta, try to break this cycle, man. We gotta try to break it. Take care, y'all.